was watching the news today, folks, and I guess there's good news. The two hikers got released, and they're back in the United States, and I think they're making their way back to beautiful, wonderful Berkeley, California. You know, I guess they got held for 2 years because they were hiking. Sure you were. Yeah, you were hiking. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, do they expect us to believe this BS? They were hiking. Okay, think about it logically. Let's just take a moment here to think about things. First of all, they don't seem to be worried about jobs in the Great Recession. They have the time and they have the money to go all the way to Iraq, of all places. Okay, Iraq. This is the place where you've got IEDs exploding, where they've beheaded people before, where they shot American contractors, burned their bodies, strung up their charred remains on bridges. Right? You know that Iraq? So let's think about this logically. Can you imagine the conversation before these young folks went over to Iraq? I mean, did it go something like this? Hey, Mom. Yeah, go ahead, son. Hey, me and my two friends here, we're going on vacation. Oh, that's nice, son. Where are you going? Oh, we're going on vacation to Iraq. Okay. These people were not over in Iraq hiking. Give me a break. And what kills me, folks, is so far anyway, I have not seen one mainstream media channel anywhere challenge them on this. Nobody's called them on it. Okay? Nobody said anything about what they were doing. Nobody's questioned this hiking nonsense. Okay? So, if they weren't hiking, okay, with no explanation given by them, what were they doing there? Well, anytime you see little radical commie leftists running around the globe, that's a red flag. And I suspect that they were over in Iraq not for hiking, but for something else. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Mr. Bauer, Mr. Fattal, and your little femme fatale there, Sara Shourd. Yeah. All right, let's see. All right, here's another example. Okay, this is Medea Benjamin. Now, if you guys don't know who this individual is, you need to. Okay? This is the leader of this subversive communist organization that causes problems at home and causes international incidents around the world. Okay? Here's Medea Benjamin. Now, you guys might remember the little incident that they had with the Israeli military authorities a few months ago. I believe it was, where the Israeli commandos had to fast rope it onto a boat that was bringing supplies, and they were breaking the Israeli blockade that the Israelis had established, because the Israelis do not want weaponry getting into the Gaza Strip, and they don't want their citizens killed by these weapons, so this is what they were doing. Well, anyway, you may remember that incident, you know, them fast roping onto the boat and all this other stuff. Well, guess who caused it? They did. Right here. Medea Benjamin. Look, U.S. boat to Gaza. Passenger. She was on the ship. Okay? Causing international incidents. Causing crises. And she's Jewish. Look, she just said she's Jewish. Have you ever heard of anything more insane than a Jewish person attacking Israel? For crying out loud. Okay? So, let's look. Now, let me tell you something else about this bitch right here, pardon my language. I saw this individual a couple of years ago getting interviewed on a little leftist TV channel called Link TV. You can look it up. And what it was she was doing, or they were showing Link TV, was this individual was also in Iraq. And where does she originate from? Berkeley, California, the San Francisco Bay Area, yet again. Okay? Now, what she was doing in Iraq, she was organizing Iraqis, and she was telling the Iraqis to resist the U.S. occupation. So what does it look like when Islamists take her advice, take her organizational skills, take the money, whoever it is that finances these subversive groups? What does it look like when they resist the U.S. occupation? Well, you can probably take a tour of Walter Reed Hospital or any other military hospital and take a look at our wounded warriors that are burned beyond recognition because of attacks against our troops resisting the U.S. occupation. Okay? This is how stuff like this happens, by these little commies running around the globe, instigating and causing it. Now let's when you drop down into the description, let's see where the radical left, and in particular this Benjamin broad, and we'll get back to the little hiker folks in just a second. But anyway, let's see what it says here. Okay, let's see. It says, where is it? Okay. This is not my words. This is not your words. This is her words. This is Code Pink's own words. Where have they been to? They have traveled extensively in Iraq. Once again, Iraq. They've been to Afghanistan. They've been to Pakistan. They've been to Egypt. They've been to Israel. And they've been to Palestine. You see what I'm saying, folks? They're all over the map. All these uprisings that you see throughout the Middle East, okay, they're not just happening because Arabic folks have gotten tired of their vicious, oppressive dictators and regimes. This is how it's happening, okay? It's the socialists, it's the communists, a lot of them from right here in this country that are going over there and causing these revolutions. Well, what kind of revolution do they want? They want a socialist revolution, okay? So I'll put the links down below, and you guys need to watch this, okay? So here's another one that was in Iraq. Now, she wasn't hiking. No hiking involved, folks. And if I'm not mistaken, today is Sunday, September 25th, 2011. At the time of this video, if I'm not mistaken, Turkey is pissed at Israel. And one of the things I believe it's Turkey is discussing is the next time they have one of their little Gaza boat things going down, okay, that I believe it's Turkey that has said that they are going to provide naval ships to escort this Gaza boat thing into Israeli waters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is how world wars can get started. Okay, you may know about World War I, Archduke Ferdinand. Okay, one shooting incident ignited a world war. Now we have subversives like this and our little hiker friends that are all over the Middle East, organizing, subverting, and trying to cause these socialist uprisings. Okay, so if this boat sails with a naval escort from Turkey or any other country, and there are shots fired between Israel and some Muslim country, folks, this could just explode. And why? Because of them, these little commies that go running around the world causing these incidents. And nothing seems to happen to them. Isn't that the part that kills you? Okay? they're allowed to come and enter and exit all these countries without being stopped. I don't understand it. Okay, so there's Miss Benjamin from Berkeley or San Francisco Bay Area or over in Iraq, just like our little hiker friends. Okay, as a side note, you know about the situation in Libya. Now, just as a kind of side issue here, here's how the leftist media likes to conveniently keep things out of the picture, so to speak. Now, all this stuff that's gone on with Libya, what is it the mainstream media and what is it the Obama administration refers to when they speak of that country? It's Muammar Gaddafi and it's Libya. That's what we've been hearing now for decades, is Muammar Gaddafi and it's Libya. No, no, no. That's not the correct title of Libya. Let me show you what the correct title of Libya is. And I'll put the links down. You can look at it. The United States Department of State website. This is from the U.S. State Department's own website. Right there. Official name. What's the official name of Libya? The Great Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jambalaya, or whatever the hell that word is. You see what I'm saying? More socialists. The little socialist dictatorships. And I think they said that Muammar Gaddafi was trying to flee Libya and go to our other little friend there. Gosh darn it, what's his name? Zimbabwe, I believe it is. Robert Mugabe. Yeah. Now, why would he do that? Well, because Mugabe is a self-proclaimed Marxist. You can look it up. See what I mean? And when we went into Iraq, right, you know how they said, yeah, we got to get rid of, what do you call it, Saddam Hussein and the Ba'ath Party. Well, that's not the complete name. It's not the Ba'ath Party, it's the Ba'ath Socialist Party. Okay, you know, notice how they always leave that out because they don't want to give socialism a bad name. And when, let me jet back here to our little hiker buddies. Okay, now, when I could only barely watch like 60 seconds of these fools on TV running their stupid mouths. But the people, some of the people I think they thanked was, what do you call her? He thanked Venezuela. Now, who's the president of Venezuela again? Oh, that's right. That's that communist Hugo Chavez, the one that's always running off to kiss his buddy there in Cuba, Fidel Castro. Yeah, and then I think he thanked Noam Chomsky, another radical leftist nut job, and he thanked, gosh darn it, what's her name? It'll come back to me. But anyway, nothing but a whole list of radical left-wing nut jobs is who they thanked. Okay, so there we have it, and you can be sure now that these young folks here who appear to have no jobs but enough money to be running around the globe instigating God knows what, they'll probably, be making their money with books, book deals, movie deals. They'll be on all the talk shows, you can bet that, and so forth and so on. Let's see what else we have here. Oh yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they also thanked Brazil. Huh. Who's the president of Brazil? Well, let's take a look. That would be Dilma Rousseff. Now, who's Dilma Rousseff? Well, I think, oh, there it is. She became the president of Brazil in January 1st of 2011. Well, what was Dilma before she was the president of Brazil? Well, she was a communist terrorist that carried out acts of terrorism, and she served time in prison for it. Okay? So now we have a bona fide communist as the president of Brazil. Okay? And you can be sure that Obama will be rolling out the red carpet for this convicted communist terrorist who did time in prison for it. Yeah, they'll be rolling out the red carpet for her. And if you read this, her biography, and you scroll down and let's see her childhood and youth, well, it turns out that Daddy, you know, father, he was actually a card-carrying member of the Bulgarian Communist Party. Isn't that sweet? And of course, he's a lawyer, yeah. And he left Bulgaria and communism. Now, why would he do that? And he goes to a nice little place like Brazil so that he can be away from communism, not live under the communist policies that him and his nutcase terrorist daughter advocate. And he made, it looks like he made quite a fortune in Brazil, you know, under capitalism and so forth and so on. So they were thanking Brazil because you have the president here who's a convicted communist terrorist, and so forth and so on. So anyway, I guess I've rambled on long enough, and I just want to say that when it comes to this this BS that these little commies are making up, it needs to be challenged. Somebody needs to challenge them. Somebody needs to call them on it. Because as far as I'm concerned, hiking my ass.